Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Train Sim World 2. It's your boy Blue, and we're in Clinchfield in the F7 in the Clinchfield livery. And this is actually my favorite freight route currently. Until something better comes along, this is my favorite freight route. And we're going to be rocking with my favorite scenario right now. It's actually called limited power. So there's basically a failure with the middle unit. So there's usually supposed to be the lead locomotive, like a support unit in the middle, and then another one behind it, but it's messed up. So they call it limited power because we're actually down on power, and we're gonna have to do our best to try to get up and down the very steep hills and inclines and declines of the of Clinchfield. So it's gonna be pretty dope. We're gonna go load up some coal trains or some coal cars, whatever you call it, and then we'll have to kind of cut them up, reorganize them, and then run them back down the line. So that's what we're doing today. Let's go ahead and hop inside and get this baby started. We just have to wait for that last train to pass by. I'll get the gauge lights turned on. Since we do have 2 units, including this one, we're going to go to 2 right here. And I'm going to put the reverser forward as it's trying to tell me right there. I'm kind of trying to do my own thing right now. We'll get the fuel pump on, the generator field switch on, and then the engine run switch. And then we'll get the transition lever to series parallel, which is the 1 notch. Over here to the rotor air valve, however you say that, and we'll switch it over to freight. That's towards the left, and it tells us to release the independent brake, but the way I like to do it is to release the automatic brake first, allow the the air brakes to release throughout the entire length of the train, and we'll allow the independent brakes to basically hold us here, because we are on an uphill slope of 0.2, so not that steep, but since a lot of times on this route, you're going to want to do kind of like a hill start. You don't want to roll back down the hill. Let's go and check our cutoff valve, which is down here somewhere. Where is it at? There it is. So it's in cut in. That's how we like it. Very nice. Let's go and check on these things one more time. So number lights, will turn those on. The class light, will turn that on. The rest of that is in op. And then we'll get the headlight bright. Let's see if that works. And yes, the headlights are working. I am using a couple mods in this video. I have a cloud mod, which you may or may not be able to see. Yep, up there. And then I have a sound mod that changes all the sounds for the F7. So it sounds a bit different than default. It sounds much better. Not like amazing, but much better. So anyways, we are clear. Signaler has allowed us to go, so we'll go ahead and give it just a little bit of throttle. Probably notch 3 should be enough. And then as you can see, the amps are now cranking up. We're gonna wait for the train to get power, and then we'll release the independent brake. So that'll put us forward. So if you're on a steep incline, you want to kind of you want to do it that way. I know that the tutorial is trying to tell me to do it a different way, but you want to do it the way I just did it, or you'll probably end up spinning the wheels or sliding back down the hill. But that's a better way to do a hill start. So anyways, I love this route. Like I said, I love how windy the turns are. There's a lot of uphills and downhill gradients, and with these older classic trains, that's even more difficult because you got to switch like the parallel switch to actually use the dynamic braking and stuff like that. So it's definitely interesting. I'm not a huge fan of this particular train. Like, it's not my favorite train. I wouldn't just go right to that when it comes to freight. But this route really does a lot for me. I think it'd be pretty fun to go into like scenario designer and maybe swap out the trains and do something a little bit more interesting. But this is gonna be a pretty fun one, definitely, for sure. But I was getting up to speed. Right now we're only going to be, I think, allowed maybe 15 miles per hour. The route is not that fast. Again, it's a freight route. A lot of winding turns on the edge of the mountains, so you're not going to get to go very fast. But I think in about a half mile, I'll be able to go about 25 miles per hour. So that'll rank it up a little bit more. So that'd be cool. But yeah, the sound pack definitely is much better. One of my biggest complaints with this route when it came out was the sounds are just not good at all. They're still not great, but I really do enjoy this route. And coming up to our first tunnel, speaking of sounds, we'll do our tunnel test. And if you guys are new to the channel or haven't seen me do one before, a tunnel test is basically when I go into a tunnel, open up the window, and kind of see if they adjusted the sounds based on if you're in a tunnel or not, because obviously a horn sounds different in a tunnel. So let's take a listen. There might be a tiny bit of reverb. I know I'm using a mod, but I'm pretty confident that that tunnel test failed. Not good. So that means maybe the mod is to blame there. because I am using a mod, but no, I'm pretty confident that's just either way, mod or no mod, that you failed the tunnel test. All right, how do I close this window? There we go. Oh, it's like the old school. We gotta roll it. Yeah, okay. I can dig it. All right, so now we're free to go a little bit faster. It's just above 25 miles per hour. We'll probably stop right at 25 because it shows in about 500 yards. The speed limit will be indeed 25 miles per hour. And we have a yellow signal up ahead too. So again, right now we're on the main line portion. I'll show you guys where we're at. See, Clinchfield, this is one of the reasons why I like Clinchfield. It has so many different branches. So the main line starts down here and goes all the way through here and it goes back up top. But you get at this branch here, a tiny mini branch there, and then the branch we're gonna be going on, which I think is maybe called, I can't remember the name of it. But I kind of like that. I like the variety in this, and I kind of feel like Clinchfield should be kind of like, it's like this, the type of gameplay that I personally enjoy when it comes to freight routes. I'm not a big fan of driving 25 miles per hour for 100 miles or even 30 miles. It's just kind of hard to do. It's kind of boring, especially if you're just going in a straight line, not a whole lot of difficulties there. Kind of how I feel about Cane Creek, to be honest with you. But I like the way this one is set up. There's a lot to do. You can do loading, unloading coal. There's switching you can do. There is obviously, like I said, a lot of the gradients. Like right now we have a 0.9% gradient, which means I'm gonna have to give it more power. Our throttle, our power is already going down. We're actually about to make a turn right now onto our, make sure we don't have any switches to check. Nope, we're good. So you're gonna make a turn right now onto our, what do you call it, a subdivision, a branch, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna release the power there. The throttle, you see the branch continues off that way. And you will have trains going up and down that line as well. And so right here, the gradient actually smooths out. It chills out. It's just like, it's even. And it looks like as we turn this corner, I can see there's a few cars, a few freight cars up here. Make sure that switch is in our favor, and it is. You do want to be careful because some of these scenarios will not actually do the switches for you, and you may have to do them yourselves. So I don't know if we're picking these up. No, we still got 5 miles to go. So these are just here, it looks like. But yeah, like I said, a lot of uphills. We had a 0.9% going up, and now we already got a 0.3 going down, and it can get pretty tricky. So we'll watch it. This scenario actually is it's a bit of a long one. To be honest, whenever you do a freight route or you get a freight DLC on a train sim or any train simulator, it's kind of daunting to see the time and how long the scenarios take. So this one in particular, called Limited Power, takes 110 minutes. That's like 2 hours, and that's if you do everything like spot on, and you're definitely probably not going to finish it in 110 minutes. It's going to take you a little bit longer. If you're doing a scenario, always assume it's going to take you a little bit longer to do it than what it says. All right, we are almost there. Let's just check these tracks, make sure they're aligned correct with the switches. Switches look good for the rest of the way. Yes, they are. All right, so we're gonna come right up here, only 600 yards up ahead, and we made it, man. 3.4% was the highest the gradient got. It's now dropping to 2.5, and it looks like it's gonna stay there for a bit. But our next stop is gonna be up there in just about 500 miles. So I don't know if it's gonna go higher than that. Who knows? But what we have to do is figure out how to get this train stopped and not roll backwards on a 2.5% gradient hill. So I guess that's probably gonna be a challenge. And this is why I like this scenario so much, and I like driving out here in Clinchfield, because it confronts you with issues like this where you have to kind of think about that kind of stuff ahead of time. So looking at the track, you can see it kind of goes off to the left, and then I think it's gonna switch back to the right. Yeah, gonna do that. There's another little coal loading area. So we're still, again, guys, notch 8, full throttle. We've been really pushing and stressing this engine out. I'm surprised it hasn't overheated or anything, but she's taking it well. This old girl is taking it well. I can dig it. Alright, so again, we're 100 yards out. I'm still haven't cracked the throttle yet because I'm concerned about making it. We might not even need any brakes. We could probably just let off the throttle and just let it slow itself down on this 2.5% grade. So I'm sort of coming back now. Look at that. I dropped 2 notches. We're already about to drop below 10 miles per hour. And again, I don't want to lose. I want to keep that momentum up as best I can. So let's go to idle now. We'll see what happens. We'll get the independent brake ready as well as the automatic brake. And it looks like we might not make it all the way. So I'm going to give it some more throttle. Yeah, you see that? See that? See what I'm saying? Like, we don't even need it. We just, all right, here we go. Here we go. And I'm gonna go full throttle, sorry, full, and go service brake and 100% independent brake. Now you must split the consist and start filling the cars up. F7 at Kilgore has been requested to assist you. Okay, sounds good. So yeah, the other F7 we saw back there is actually gonna help us out. So, whoo, man, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. And what we'll do, instead of walking all the way back there, is we'll just get our we'll get her to do it. She's a trainee. I gotta make her work, so we'll get her to do it. All right, here we go. It's gonna be these right here, so I'll just have her go ahead and uncouple those. Now that it's uncoupled, when you are ready to set off, apply a small amount of power before releasing the brakes to avoid rolling backwards. Right, we know that by now. Cool, so that is done. All right, so as we get our the rest of our half of the train moving, as you can see, our helper F7 back there is going to come up and most likely probably couple onto that caboose and move it to wherever it is they need to have it. So we'll take the other half and keep that, and I think we're going to be filling up that half, and he's going to take that one. So pretty cool. I love it whenever the AI get involved in assisting you, and they're not just driving by, but they're actually taking a part of the actual scenario itself. I think that's pretty dope. All right, so let's get moving. And again, we don't want to roll backwards, because if we do, we'll actually end up recoupling the freight cars that we just dropped off. So I'm gonna put it in. It's already in forward. I am gonna release the automatic brake, and again, that's gonna release the brakes for the entirety of the train. But we still have the independent brake holding the front of the train, the main locomotive here, and we'll start giving it power, giving it throttle forward. Now it's finally got some time to rest the engines. We'll start splitting it back up. We know it's a 2.5% grade. We're gonna need a lot of power. And now releasing the independent brake. Let's see if we can do this right. And it's rolling, it's struggling, but it's doing it. Went right in the red for just a second, and we got it. All right, we're gonna check the switches, make sure they're going in the right direction. It's going straight ahead, so that's good to go. Let's continue forward. And we're a lot lighter now, which is good. We've just split half of our load, so it should be a bit easier to climb this hill at 3.2%. Holy crap. Alright, as you can see here, this is actually the end of the line, so we're definitely going to want to get stopped before we hit the end. I mean, if we bump it a little bit, it's not the end of the world, but we definitely don't want to smash into it. So same as last time, just giving it a little bit of power. We're gonna just let gravity basically slow us down. Come on. Come on. Gravity is defeating us so far. A little more. Alright, kill the power. Let it come to its own stop. Oh, nope, still not far enough. Still not far enough. I think we got it. Okay. I think it accepted it. So, release the throttle. Wrong way. There we go. All right, so right now I actually never even got a chance to apply the automatic brake, so we're just holding the train on the independent brake, just on the actual locomotive brake itself. All right, so it says to stop at location. I think it's gonna be behind us. Yeah, so I think we're gonna need to switch. All right, so let's go and take a look at the tracks to find out where it is we need to go. So this is the one we just dropped off, and you can see he's back here waiting. and I think they want us to move over to the parallel track. So what we're gonna need to do is switch this one right here, and I think that's it. The rest of them are aligned as we need them to be. And the cool thing is about going backwards is that we can actually just release the brake and let it roll. So I'll put it in reverse, but we're basically just gonna let it roll backwards. But we want it to be in control. We don't want to completely lose the train. Let's take a look back while we're doing it. Let's look how fast we're gaining speed. Holy crap! So that's not safe. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of a first service braking. There we go. That's looking better. And our assistant back there, she is actually in the back of the train, watching that for us. So what they'll do in real life is they'll have an actual person, like our assistant today, hanging on to the back of here, on the radio, letting the lead guy, the person actually controlling the locomotive, when to add brake, when to slow down, when to speed up, when to stop, things like that. So it'd be really cool if they were able to somehow, like that would be a really cool multiplayer functionality that they could do with this game. Like, I know everybody wants multiplayer in train sim, in any train sim, and it's kind of tough because there's not a lot of jobs for a second person to do, or except for driving in their own train. But in this case, with like freight trains, you could easily do a 2 crew, even a 3 crew, 4 crew, or have, you know, a couple of trains switching together, you know, forming up a train. You know, I think that'd be pretty sick to do. But this is one of the ideas I've had that'd be really cool to do with multiplayer. Is just have somebody to be able to ride on the back of the train, on the caboose, even whatever, and then kind of direct the guy up front on what to do, when to stop, when to slow down, and that way you kind of have that communication. And as has been other gameplay. So we're gonna release the brake again, and we're almost there. Almost there. She's doing a really good job directing me so far. Just kind of applying and releasing. I'm actually using the automatic brake to do this because if I use the independent brake, we'll just slide. So I'm gonna go ahead and go full application now on independent. That's gonna slow us down, but it's not gonna stop us. It might stop us. It might. Let's see. How close do I need to get? All right, that's close enough for them. So we'll do the the independent brake is fully applied. I'm gonna apply the automatic brake as well to get brakes all the way down the line of the train, so the train doesn't like go away while we are uncoupling it, because we need to go back up front, and now we need to uncouple it. So since she's all the way in the back, we'll actually get out ourselves. You don't see her there. We're gonna get up ourselves and uncouple this one because it's just right here. It's just right here. So uncouple these by clicking right here, and just be careful. Sometimes it's a good idea, especially on a gradient like this, to kind of just watch and make sure the train doesn't go off. Trust me, the reason I say that is because it's happened to me. So yeah, just letting you know. All right, so we'll go back and hop inside. Close the door. All right, so back into forward, and we'll give it some power. Again, automatic brakes are actually, they are actually on. I forgot I applied them. So release the automatic brake. Our brake line is actually no longer attached to that rear, those freight cars. So it's just my train. So it should be a lot easier and a lot faster to get going. I'm gonna roll backwards. You can see the other train's actually already leaving. He's already coupled to them and pulling them off. So I'm gonna put the independent brake on a bit more. We're going a little fast. Don't want to be any faster than 5 miles per hour. And there we go. Full brakes applied. We'll wait a moment for that. As you can see, he's taking those other ones away. Again, very cool. I love it when the AI can get involved, whether it be a scenario, a timetable, a journey, whatever the mode is. I like it whenever you can actually kind of interact. It makes you feel like you're not just by yourself out here doing stuff. And again, this is another cool feature that multiplayer. Oh, why are we rolling backwards? Oh no. Oh no. Hold on a second. Why is that caboose moving? Did you see that? I'm not tripping, am I? Okay, I'm not. Oh, I thought we had a runaway train. Since we're back here, let's go ahead and uncouple this. That scared the heck out of me. I told you guys, it's happened to me before. So runaway trains is a real thing. So you gotta make sure whenever you uncouple something on a hill like this, make sure that it's still not moving. All right, so when we go back in, it's like we're gonna be loading it now, definitely. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and switch our track. And just for the heck of it, I'll show you guys what that looks like. So I'm gonna go up here. Go down here and switch our tracks. We'll run up here. And I think it's this one. So we want that to be junction to the left. Yeah, there we go. Alright, this is also going to be difficult because this is on a incline. This is going to be very difficult. And as we load coal, those freight cars behind us will get heavier. So look at us, all the way trying to push it to notch 4 already. So I don't know how fast we need to go. Probably don't want to go any faster. Don't roll backwards. Come on, baby. You got it. All right, here we go. This is where it gets interesting. This is going to be pretty difficult. All right, so I'm going to let go of the throttle. And I want to probably go around 2 miles per hour is my guess. We want to maintain that. So notch 4. Notch 3. Trying to find that sweet spot to try to hold 2 miles per hour. I hope that's slow enough. All right, back. Yeah, look at that. Notch 2 is barely going to get us going. So maybe notch 3 might do it. We're probably got to dance on the throttle a bit and play with it until it really gets there. We'll see how the first car goes. 68%, 70%, 90%, and there's 100. All right, so it looks like we could probably get away with anywhere between 1.5 to maybe 2.5 miles per hour to actually get these loaded. And I don't know how many we have. We have a bunch, so I'm not gonna make you wait through all of it. I'll definitely fast forward through this part, but I want to kind of show you guys what I have to do to get these loaded. Yeah, and again, as we get more coal loaded up, that's gonna increase the weight, increase the possibility for wheel slip. All right, one more. We're up into notch 4 right now, trying to get these loaded. And I just realized this is actually only half of them. I don't know if they want us to do those too. But let's go ahead and hit the brakes. Independent brake. We're probably going to need automatic brake too because it's probably heavy now. Alright, throttle is now at idle. And the train is not dead. So now we need to go back. Put it in reverse. Let's see where they want us to go now. So we're going to put that, I guess, basically back. Well, it's going to be on a parallel of the ones we just dropped. So we're going to want to go this way. All right, let's bring it to a stop right here, right next to the other half. And you can hear it just screeching into a hole. So now we're going to go back there and uncouple that. Again, making sure it doesn't roll away. And we're good. So what they're going to have us do is actually go forward and then back to couple the rest of those freight cars and then fill those up. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Here she is. Pretty cool. This is the only route that currently has a caboose. Very cool little feature. Alright, uncouple that. And make sure she doesn't roll away. We'll probably have to reorganize her later. Alright, let's go back up front and get the rest of these coal hoppers loaded. Alright, I think I found a sweet spot somewhere between throttle 3 and throttle 4. But every time I load up another empty freight car, I have to try it again. I have to reset that. It gets heavier and heavier. So last one, almost done. 66%. And there it is. That one didn't finish all the way. I guess it's full enough. Alright, we'll continue forward. So keep that momentum forward. Don't fall back yet. You can see us really pushing the revs here. Let's make sure that switch is in the right position. And that is. Last thing we want to do is have to go backwards and go back forward again. So we'll push it all the way up here. And look at that, man. We're so much heavier now. It's crazy. I have a feeling I'm on the wrong track. Oh, we freaking are. No, we're not. We're good. We're good. Alright, we'll bring it to a stop here. I'll hold it on the end. See if we can hold it on the independent brake or if it'll roll backwards. Yeah, I think that brake is... Oh, no, we're rolling backwards. I think we need to go backwards anyway, so that's not the end of the world. But we do need to go back here and flip one of these switches. We go back and couple to the other ones that we already loaded, so we're just gonna... I think that one's actually already in the right position, but that one needs to be switched to that track. Alright, cool. So we did finally get to stop. So we'll go ahead and release the automatic brake completely on this 3.3% gradient. And release the automatic brake, and we'll let it coast backwards. But now that we're so much heavier, it's going to be a bit more difficult to keep the train at a decent speed. Look at that. Jumped up to 5 miles per hour almost instantly. I start trying to get some brakes in here. We're coming in at 16 miles per hour. I'm going to go full application on the independent brake. And the automatic brake is taking too long. Switching to emergency brake. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that. And we're gonna stop just short. That's hilarious. Alright, now we should be able to let it roll backwards just by releasing independent brake here. Automatic brake is already released, and we've reset the brakes after using the emergency stop. And we needed it too, because we were definitely gonna smash into these guys. Alright, back to 100%, and boom, there it is. Let's go ahead and set the first service brake. Alright, now once it's to back up even more, we're already moving back. I don't have the automatic brake on, we're just on independent brake. The independent brake is the only thing attempting to hold us here, and the independent brake cannot keep this train from rolling downhill. So we're gonna go ahead and start using the automatic brakes, because if we don't, we're not gonna get stopped in time. Or maybe never. So yeah, this heavy load is getting more and more difficult to deal with, especially switching. Definitely interesting though. I'm really enjoying this so far. Alright, just short. So let's see if we can get it to roll back again. I'm a little bit afraid to release the independent, because again, the independent is fully applied right now. And we're still moving backwards, just sliding the locomotive wheels. So that should be good right around there. And come on, stop. Oh my god, it is struggling to get stopped. There it is. Sheesh. Alright, now you want me to uncouple those? Okay. Alright, uncoupling that. Again, we're just gonna make sure that doesn't roll off on its own, because that is very heavy now. Very heavy. And I think what it's gonna have us do, because I feel like we're done here, it's gonna have us go up there and actually probably couple to that caboose back there, reposition that caboose. Most likely on this side, we might switch sides and then drive it back down the hill. That's how I would do it, but we'll see what happens. Alright, as we're backing up to this caboose, it's actually really crazy how much faster and lighter we are without any of that load. It's so much easier to get stopped and started. I can just go all the way up to like 18 miles per hour and then back down to slow enough. So here we go. Gonna go ahead and couple to him. There we go. Independent brake, full application. Let's see where we're gonna put these baby at. I guess we're going back up there with it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and apply, release the independent brake, and look how fast we can get going on it. Throttle. Oh, I'm in reverse. Alright, reverse or forward. Now let's try that again. Yeah, the caboose is not gonna weigh very much. Matter of fact, this thing looks kind of funny with just this and a caboose on it. Alright, looks like we're going to be switching sides now. So it's kind of using the independent brake as we roll back and coast down the hill. We'll stop at the location and we'll probably bring it back and then couple these. So what we're just going to do is set the automatic brake to service, it says. There it is. And we'll set our reversal to neutral. Look at us already falling backwards. Reverse for the neutral. That's how heavy this thing is, man. And then we'll go sit in the other side. Okay, sweet. So I mean, it doesn't say it, but shouldn't I set this to like cut out and stuff? And we're just not gonna do that because it didn't say so. So we'll go over there now. All right, switching sides. All right, running over here. We'll hop into the other side, pop open the door, climb up the ladder. Man, we've got a lot done today. I will hop in this seats, and we'll get this one started up. So fuel pump on. General fuel switch. We think we missed something here. Engine run. Press and hold the engine start button for 10 seconds. What, you telling me this thing has been off this whole time? No wonder we're so freaking slow. All right, so engine start, hold it for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8. There it is. Set the isolation valve to run. And then set the rotary to freight. Reverse to forward. It says set the transition lever to serve series parallel. Unit selected to 2. And then it says that to release the independent brake. So I know when I do that, we're gonna roll forward. What about the cutout switch? You didn't say anything about that. That's cut in already. I always like to have my gauge lights on, and I like to have my light on too, because I like to have some light here in the United States. Number lights coming on. Class lights coming on. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so we'll release the independent brake, and again, we have a 3.5 degree gradient. We know that, so let's expect that. So we're gonna slowly release the independent and release the automatic. And as those brakes release, we will start just rolling forward. Now, what it should have told me to do, actually, because I know we'll be going really steep for a while, for them, we're gonna go into series braking, so that way it's gonna be a dynamic brake for us. Oh yeah, we already speeding. Hit the 3.4% gradient. Now the weight is on wheels. We're gonna actually have to use some of our service brake to help us out because we're maxed out on the throttle to try to get us to slow down with the dynamic braking. So wow, we really got to figure this out because we could have a runaway train situation right here. Uh-oh, we're about to spin the tires. Oh boy. Or the wheels, I keep saying tires. So what happened was, even though we're at 2.4% right now, the heaviest part of the train finally got to that steep part, and that's how we're starting to feel so much. So we're about to hit this hard turn, so hopefully we don't derail right here. We're going way faster than we should be. Ooh-wee. Not good, guys, not good. We're gonna get there in record time. I have the automatic brake on, and I don't know, we'll see what the speed does. If the speed keeps going, oh no, it's spinning again. If the speed keeps going up, just hold it right there, let's go lap. Let's go lap on the brakes. It is slowing down sorta, but I don't know if we're gonna make it down this hill alive. We are basically out of control right now. I mean, we're slowly slowing down. I'm gonna honk, because we can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Man, this got bad real fast. Alright, speed is down to 24 miles per hour, and I think we may have gotten... We're close. I think we're not quite... Right now I have full dynamic braking on. And you can see that as the amps go up and down, we're getting better traction and worse traction, or effort, I should say. Right now we're finally coming down below, sort of right at the speed limits. I have my brake pipe at 64. Look at that, we just lost all of that. You see what I'm saying? That's what I was talking about on the way up. If you overdo it, it'll just kick down to 0, and then you're not getting any power at all. So right now we're only being held by the service brakes. which are actually working pretty good at 64%, 64 brake pipe, but it's slowing us too much. Uh-oh, not emergency. No, that is the wrong button. That is the wrong button. Dang it, man. Alright, reverse for neutral, throttle, idle, automatic brake release. I think I gotta probably come out of this. Transition off, back on. There we go. Alright, so we reset. I'm surprised we're not rolling now. I think we're still being held by some brakes somewhere. Alright, no we're not. We're going. So now applying throttle again for the dynamic braking. Did I brake it? Because it's not doing anything at all now. I can hear it spooling up, but I'm not actually getting any amps. That's not good. Did we brake it? Coming up to the tunnel, which means we know that we are almost there. We're still going downhill, but very, slightly, so we can give it some power. Actually, I am in braking mode, so now I'm switching over to that. And sorry if I sound different. It took a while to get down here. I started eating. All right, we have made it. It looks like we're gonna return right back into the siding that we started in right after the tunnel. And as we go into that siding, that speed limit is going to drop down to 15 miles per hour on the siding. So this right here on the left is, I guess, considered to be the main line. All right, almost there. Just under 300 yards, coming up to 200 now. I'm going to go ahead and put the throttle to idle and get prepared to stop. I'm pretty confident that I broke one of my brakes. I think one of my brakes never actually 100% released, even though it says that it has. Because when I go downhill now, even under throttle, I'm giving it a lot more throttle than I should have to. Alright, so there's no red, actually there is a red signal about 300 yards out, so we have a little bit of a buffer room. And again, kind of letting it coast. I'm using the automatic brake a bit, but not too much. I think we should just come to a stop. Like I said, I'm not even using the brakes. The brakes are released right now, and the train is still on its own coming to a stop downhill, which means something did not fully release. I'm actually going to give it a little bit of throttle just to keep it going. So I don't know what I did. I mean, we did slide down a hill, so maybe we broke one of the wheels. I don't know what happened, but things almost went horribly wrong. All right, full stop, ladies and gentlemen. Independent brake, full automatic brake service all the way to full, and we freaking made it. Wow. Woo, man. That's it. We're done for now. Let's see how we did. With guys, thank you so much for watching. I try, learn from my mistakes, but also learn from what I did actually do right. It was a lot of fun. Again, I love this route. In the future, I hope that Dovetail and other third-party developers will make more routes like this, but with modern trains. Like a route like this, modern trains, maybe even a little bit longer. That would be ideal. But anyways, we did all right. We didn't get any medals for that, but it's okay. We walked a whole bunch. We drove a whole bunch. But anyways, guys, until next time. Remember, you have 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all. You got peace, love, and God bless you. I'll see you guys next time, next video. Bye-bye.